I have to rethink my son's future with the school.
Greg Tater opened his email Monday and had a note from LEILA CENTNER, the CEO and co-founder of his son's Miami private school. On official school letterhead, she told parents about the, quote, difficult decision to not employ teachers or staff who get a COVID-19 vaccine, at least to the extent possible.
Her message is not founded on science. Most of the things she brings up are completely debunked. And she's an educator, and she needs to act like one. This policy is awful and needs to be changed or stopped immediately.
The letter falsely claimed people who are vaccinated can somehow pass, quote, something to people just from standing near them. That a woman's reproductive system could be adversely impacted if they're around another person who received one of the COVID vaccines. Similar claims have spread on social media, but it is not true.
There is zero biological link to anything that is injected in the form of a vaccine to any fluids that go outside of your body through your sweat, or even from like the effect of touch. It's just not biologically seen.
As word of the school's policy spread, criticism came in from around the country. Even the White House weighed in.
In terms of helping the teachers, I'll have to check with the Department of Education. I'd send you to them as well, of course. Obviously, our objective is continuing to convey that it's important to abide by public health guidelines, that they're in place for a reason.
LEILA, can you tell me where you got this information and why you think you know better than the CDC, the doctors, the vice president of, again, the leading U.S. organization for medical professionals in women's healthcare, who say this is inaccurate?
This is LEILA CENTNER and her husband, David.
I can connect you later with a lady who's accumulating these emails. She's getting direct messages, and she's coordinating this with all of the doctors. And I will say, from firsthand experience, we have a teacher here who herself was with a roommate who was fully vaccinated. She's never had a late period in her life. Never, not once. But instead, after being around her roommate, her period was 10 days late, and she experienced enormous blood clots. This is her real life experience. And so if you look at the protocol documents, anybody that's experiencing something out of the normal needs to report it so that the vaccine manufacturers can further investigate it. That's all I'm saying.
It's super anecdotal.
We have no idea.
Based off,
we don't know.
On the getting DMs on the internet and your one friend who said her period was delayed by.
It's not DMs on the internet.
When they spoke to NBC News, the pair tried to walk back their new policy, but didn't shy away from their initial claims.
Right now, LEILA has been labeled as a conspiracy theorist, loony, dangerous, but if she's right, if she's onto something, we should all kiss the ground that she walks on. You know, all she's asking for is this needs a closer examination. That's all that she's saying.
Let me stop you there, because first of all, it's not all she's asking for. What is at issue here is that you are asking your staffers, your teachers, not to get this, and saying, if you do get it, this is not the place for you, i.e. you no longer have a job here.
No one has lost their job at our school for taking the vaccine.
Anyone be told they may not come back to
at this moment, I have asked everybody to pause.
What does that mean?
And that means pause and let's see what happens.
Will they be paid if they've already got the vaccine?
It's a hypothetical question because there's no actual individual or incident that where the policy is actually coming into play.
The couple founded the CENTNER Academy in 2019 after buying the building that housed a charter school. Some students who were at the old school stayed. This person's child was one of them.
Our child was at the Metropolitan, which was the name of the school before the CENTNERs became involved. We knew that they were going to be bought out or taken over. And, we had questions, and we were told that, it's going to be kind of a continuation of the philosophy, et cetera, and we were very comfortable there.
But they say things changed in the age of COVID. We agreed not to identify this parent because they say they had to sign some sort of non-disclosure agreement when they decided to unenroll their child.
At the time, they had a reopening plan, follow CDC guidelines. We will, Miami-Dade has a mask mandate, so we'll follow that as long as that's the requirement of the law. We'll do that. So fast forward, we show up to the orientation, and we see people not wearing masks, wearing face shields. We ask some questions, And we're basically told, people with face shields have medical exemptions.
As for the non-disclosure agreement, this parent is not the only one who says they signed something prohibiting them from talking poorly about the school. Greg Tater says he signed something too. When we asked the CENTNERs about that claim, we did not get a clear answer.
None of our existing parents are signing NDAs, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
So a parent who I spoke to too.
A current parent? A current parent? A current or previous?
Both. I've talked to both.
We don't have any current parents that are signing NDAs.
Do previous parents sign NDAs?
No, previous parents haven't signed NDAs. If somebody has left the school.
Or non-disparaging agreements? Do you have anything like that?
We have non-disparaging agreements like any business does, absolutely. And they're taken case-by-case basis. There's not a standard protocol for every single parent to sign this document. We do have, that's it.
Okay, so parents are free to.
I think we should end this interview now because we have another meeting lined up, and you said 5 minutes. So
we appreciate your time.
We appreciate your time.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.